On this episode of Society, we're going to be finding out more about a very interesting person residing here in Dubai. Someone who's very wise, thoughtful, charismatic, adventurous.
It took us 6 months driving from Dubai to Europe, North America and South America. This is what sticks in my mind all my life and nobody can take it away. Why you're asking me such a hard question?
We are talking about none other than Mr. Ahmed Al-Awad, an Emirati self-made businessman. Hello and a very warm welcome to you, and how are you doing, Ahmed?
Fine, thank you, Lara. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you with us on the show once again. It's been quite some time since we've had the chance to be with you, and we're very, very privileged and very happy to be here with you today.
Pleasure is mine.
Ahmed, we're going to start off by asking you to tell us a little bit more about Ahmed Al-Awad. Who is Ahmed Al-Awad? Tell us a little bit more about your background. Now, you're originally Emirati, but which part of the UAE are you from?
From Dubai. I went to high school here and I continued my studies in the States. I came back, which I started my business. Originally, I started it from States in the line of jewelry and watches. While I was studying, weekends, I used to go to the exhibitions and do my business through sometimes different states. I used to fly for a day and two to different states, finish a work and come back on the weekend. That just was a beginning of this line of business.
Speaking of the line of business that Ahmed Al-Awad is involved in, what business activities are you involved in?
Right now, watches and jewelry, plus real estate.
What is Ahmed Al-Awad passionate about in this life?
Adventure, traveling, seeing the world, but not by plane.
By road?
By road, and watches. That is always it has. I loved watches and traveling. Speaking
of your adventures by road, you have traveled the world by car, supported by Land Cruiser as well as Dubai government.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Thanks to our government, they supported us when we came up with the idea. Me and a friend of mine, Mr. Awad Najran. It was in 1996. It took us 6 months driving from Dubai to Europe, North America and South America. And we had to ship our cars from Europe to North America by plane. From Miami to Brazil, it was done by plane. And from Brazil to UAE, it was done by plane.
Now, traveling all these beautiful countries by land, did you face any obstacles, any challenges along the way?
Definitely. We had, as an example, in Mongolia. 8 days it took us to drive to west of Mongolia through all that rough roads. After 4 days, we had no water, and all the villages that we stopped, they were selling only orange juices and tomato juice. For the 4 days, our drink was only tomato juice and orange juice and all juices, grape, whatever. And we were wondering, how come they don't sell water, cans water?
Yes.
In the bottles, they didn't have it.
What was the reason?
We didn't know, and that's why the water that we had with us, it was enough for 4 days. We were expecting we will get something when we are halfway to the next city.
Now, moving to a collection of watches, some of the most beautiful watches I've personally ever come across. Tell us a little bit more about that. How did the passion start?
I remember when I was 7 years old, my father, he gifted me a watch, and that was my first watch that I had at the age of 7. And from that, I slowly tried to get more and buy some watches. By the time I was 11, 12, 13, every year I used to buy different watches. It wasn't that expensive, but it was at least just to own few watches. From that, by the time I reached 18, and when I was dealing, I used to come across a lot of unusual and rare watches. In the meantime, let's say if I used to buy 10 watches, one of them I used to keep it for myself, 9 for business.
Wow.
Sell them, and I ended up collecting them that way.
Do you still have that first watch